Warning: the following presentation of Esthappen shows scenes not appropriate for those who are still innocent at mind and heart. This presentation also includes spoilers from The God of Small Things by Arundhati Roy. Professorial guidance is advised.
Upon the sand. Oh, how do you solve a problem like Maria? How do you hold a moonbeam in your hand?
The man wiped his marble counter with a dirt-colored rag, and he waited. And waiting, he wiped, and wiping, he waited, and watched Estha sing. How do you keep a wave upon the sand? Oh, how do you solve a problem like Maria? How do you hold a moonbeam in your hand? He got a cold bottle and a straw. So he had a bottle in one hand, and a penis in the other. Hard, hot, veiny, not a moonbeam. And so behind the refreshments counter, in the Abalash Talkies Princess Circle lobby, in the hall with Kerala's first 70mm CinemaScope screen, Esthappen finished his free bottle of fizz, lemon-flavored fear. His lemon, too cold, too sweet. He held his sticky other hand away from his body. It wasn't supposed to touch anything. The absence of children, all children, would heighten the adult's remorse. As they lurched into the deeper water, they began to row diagonally upstream. They were past the really deep, only yards from the other side, when they collided with a floating log, and the little boat tipped over. When they reached the shore, it took a few moments for them to register the loss of their boat, to mourn its passing. On Rahel's heart, Apache's moth snapped open its somber wings. Sophie Mall was met with a rushing, rolling, fish-swimming silence. There was no storm music, no whirlpool spun from the inky depths of the Miinacho. No shark supervised the tragedy, and Sophie Mall was gone. Dead fish floated up in Estha. One of the policemen prodded Belutha with his foot. There was no response. Inspector Thomas squatted on his haunches and raked his jeep key across the sole of Belutha's foot. Swollen eyes opened, wandered, then focused through a film of blood on a beloved child. Estha imagined that something in him smiled, not his mouth, but some other unhurt part of him, his elbow perhaps, or shoulder. The inspector asked his question. Estha's mouth said yes. Childhood tiptoed out. Silence slid in like a bolt. Someone switched off the light, and Belutha disappeared. And for the little family, curled up and asleep on a blue cross-stitch counterpane, what came for them? Not death, just the end of living. Just the end. 23 years later, Rahel turns to Estha in the dark. Estha Papikachin Esthappen Peter, Mom, she says. She whispers. She moves her mouth. Their beautiful mother's mouth. She sat up and put her arms around him, drew him down beside her. They lay like that for a long time, awake in the dark, quietness and emptiness, not old, not young, but a viable, dieable age. They were strangers who had met in a chance encounter. They had known each other before life began. There is very little that anyone could say to clarify what happened next. Nothing that would separate sex from love. No needs from feeling. Perhaps Amu, Estha, and Rahel were the worst transgressors. But it wasn't just them. It was the others too. They all broke the rules. They all crossed into forbidden territory. They all tampered with the laws that lay down who should be loved and how much. It was a time when the unthinkable became thinkable and the impossible really happened.